I'm Kim Daniels, co-host of the Parker Daniels Show. Since my co-host Anthony's being chicken today, what we're doing today is we have an instructor here, Mr. George. He's gonna give us a little bit of mobility instructions on how to use a cane, on how to use a sighted guide and stuff. So, Mr. George, how you doing today?
First of all, I'm glad to be here.
All right. First of all,
at my age, I'm glad to be anywhere.
I hear that. All right. So I have my cane. So let's see where we want to go. Muff, you might want to come around this way because we're going to walk towards the street.
Let's have a little discussion about what the cane does for you. Technically, the cane is an extension of your hand, basically your index finger. Because you can't bend down and just touch the sidewalk as you're going along. That's kind of hard on the back and it slows you down.
Right.
So when you're walking, you want to be able to tell what's in front of you, what surface you're walking on, and if there's any objects or obstacles in the way.
Okay.
So it's giving you information about the surface you're walking on, protecting you from bumping into a tree or a post or whatever can be in the way. And it also, in your case, you have a white cane with kind of a real bottom part. That's legal for your protection because only a legally blind person can use a white cane with a red base to it.
Okay.
As you notice, my cane is not because I use mine for instruction and I'm sighted.
Okay.
So I'll use my cane for demonstration purposes, but I'm not using it here.
Right. Okay.
Now, how do we hold the cane? Well, the first thing I always like to do is show people how to hold it with a handshake. So for that, I want to shake your hand.
Okay.
Now I want you to notice that my thumb is on the top, two fingers are underneath, but what's my index finger doing?
Pointing on my wrist.
It's pointing up to your elbow.
Right.
Okay? Now, on your cane, and look on the grip, there's kind of a flat part.
You can see that, Mom? Okay.
I want you to hold that cane like you don't shake your hands or anything. All right, now notice what your finger's doing. It's laying along the grip of the cane, pointing down to where that tip is. So instead of like a 4-inch finger, you now have a 4-foot finger sticking way down on the ground, and it's about maybe 3.5 to 4 feet in high.
Okay.
So that way, as you're going along, for one thing, you can scan and notice that the shorelines are on either side.
Right.
One's about at 11, and the other's about at 1. So this is the area you want to walk in. If you feel like your cane's going off, too soon on the left side, that means you're getting close to the left side. Move toward the middle.
Okay.
And you want this back and forth motion, what we call scanning. You always want to scan, one scan per step.
Right.
So you walk on scanning once. That's okay. If you want to get in kind of in sync with the cane and the stepping pattern. And now you notice what happened. You
No
reach
more
in,
sidewalk.
Yeah. All of a sudden that nice hard surface
got
real soft and kind of not mushy, but you can tell there's grass growing through it.
Right,
so now you know you stopped. You stopped in time. You didn't step off.
Okay.
Now, that could easily have been a mud puddle there. So, but your cane did its job. It informed you as to when the sidewalk ended, and you stopped in time to keep from accidentally stepping off.
Okay. That's great. Now, how do you do it with the sighted guide?
Okay. Sometimes you don't need a cane when you're walking with the sighted guide. We'll put the canes to the side.
Okay. You want to hold that?
Going sighted guide means you got to hold on to somebody. And before we get into the actual holding, I want to kind of talk about inappropriate and appropriate touching, because you hear a lot about that nowadays with people, saying, "Oh, he touched me inappropriately," or he did something inappropriate.
Okay.
Basically, when you're walking with the sighted guide, the parts of the body that are acceptable to touch are the outer parts of the arm. Okay. You don't want to have any torso contact. Nothing with chest, back, neck, leg, anything below the belt. You want the guide to, actually you're going to be holding on to the guide. So if you were needing assistance, you'd probably ask the guide, "Look, can you help me get to such and such place?"
Okay.
Now most normal people are not going to know anything about sighted guide. It's going to be up to the blind person who's had training to know what to tell them to do.
Right.
So what you're going to say is, "Look, let me take your elbow."
Okay.
Okay, now that could present a problem too, because what's it going to do? It's going to give you your elbow? Or are you going to reach out and try to find him with your hands? You don't want to be responsible for accidentally groping somebody.
Okay, well, depends if he's good looking.
No, but nowadays that can get you in trouble. Technically, If somebody touches you without your permission,
Uh-huh.
that's assault.
Okay.
If I just went up here and just grabbed you like by the shoulder, I've assaulted you technically. Okay,
Wow.
I didn't mean to, but
Right.
that could be construed as assault.
Okay.
Now, if for some reason when I pulled you and I caused you to fall and hurt yourself, well, then I've just added battery to it.
Okay.
So I've assaulted you and battered you without really not meaning to do that.
Right, right.
Okay, so we've got to be careful. First of all, do I have your permission to touch you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, hopefully this is all going to be, appropriate. But sometimes if when a blind person sticks a hand out there and goes like that, you could end up touching somebody inappropriately, especially if it's somebody of the opposite sex. So men have to be real careful about offering assistance to a blind lady. Now, the best way to do this, if you're going to go sighted guy with me, I want you to shake hands with me.
Okay.
Okay, now you notice I'm holding your hand, so that gives you a good idea as to where my elbow is. What you're going to do is put your free hand up there, go up my arm to where my elbow is. Now you got to grip on my elbow. And when you hold my elbow, you're going to have this thumb on the outside, your other fingers around there.
Okay.
And you just want to firm but not tight grip. You don't want to cut off circulation.
Right.
And with fingernails like yours, you don't dig into somebody's skin. So you got me, and now when you're walking with the guy's going to be in front of you to give you some protection and give you information about what you're doing.
Okay.
Now, on the sidewalk, since it's only 3 feet wide, maybe not 3 feet, you don't want to be hauling off the curb.
Right.
So in this case, you want the guy to kind of maybe give you a signal that you need to get behind you so you can walk on this road.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing.
Right.
So it means you kind of fall in behind me and straighten your arms so that you won't trip over my heels.
Right.
Now, we're coming up to some steps here.
Okay.
I'm going to stop right at this first step. Okay, I'm bringing my foot up to the edge. This gives you just slide it. When you reverse it, any kind of change in the surface of it, whether it's a step, a curve, whatever, the guide always makes first. Okay, you don't have to step up before you. The guide always makes the first step. And then after he makes that first step, you can put your foot up there. And then you kind of step in the seat, so every time he moves, you move. And now I've leveled off, so this is the last step for you.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're moving to the door.
Okay.
Now, let's do what we call an about face. I'm going to turn toward you, and you turn toward me. And as we're reaching, grab my other elbow.
Okay.
Okay? And then we stay in place, because otherwise we'd have done a big semicircular turn.
Right.
You'd have gone off the step.
Okay.
You don't want that to happen. So we just did what we call an about face.
Okay.
Okay. All you're doing is pivoting and turning toward that person.
Okay.
Now, there's a problem, though. Okay? How do you find that other elbow when you're turning? Okay. We were taught, kind of bring our arm around like this, so that way when I do make contact, where's it going to hit? The outside of the arm.
Right.
Now, some people would like to come in straight. Well, that could be a problem.
Right.
Because, I'm going to do something inappropriate by coming straight. So to prevent that, I want to make sure that I'm going to touch nothing but I'm going to make contact with it.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't feel like the elbow, so I'm going to, there it is.
Okay.
So I know
Okay.
that it's there. Okay? So let's try that again. Let's face the door.
Okay.
It's going to turn, so I want you to kind of hard to reach out with that screen door right there. And finish turning. All right, now we're at the step. But this time, we got to find where that drop off is. It's not going to be a riser like it is coming up.
Right.
So imagine that you're barefoot. Sometimes I make the kids go barefoot, like at school. We have stairs and they have a hard time feeling the steps. So the only time you can let a kid go barefoot is on the steps. So anyway, they have to bring their toes right up to the edge. Only the big toe should be at that edge. The other toe should be kind of back, and your foot should be resting solidly on the step.
Okay.
Okay, so usually when you have your cane, you'll be able to feel your tip of your shoe sticking out there.
Right.
So that way you know when you make your step, you're stepping down.
Right.
You know exactly where the drop off is.
Okay.
And again, who's going to go first?
The sighted person.
Yeah. The guy makes the first step. And after he does that, you can step down, step together. That's it. And you step down. Now, leveled off. So that means that was your last step.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
That's basically a sighted guy. For going up and down steps. Now, going through doors is a different story. So do we want to move inside to do that?
We can. We can finish it up in that way. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to come around to the front so you can see from the front side? Okay.
Here, she's inside. She's recording something.
Yeah. She's just going to record us doing it, and then we'll go in and do the
Okay.
finish of the interview.
Okay, come back to the steps. Slide your toes right up to the edge. Got this first. Okay, put your foot up and then step together. That way, it prevents this kind of up and down motion that you know.
Right.
As long as you're stepping together, it feels like you're in sync moving up on one step.
Okay.
All right, now you have another little step here, getting inside. So that's about a half step. Again, the guide's going to go for it. Don't get ahead of the guide now. You want to earn his keep. So,
Okay.
But you need to slide your feet a little bit closer, okay? All right, here we go. You're stepping up. Now you can step up and walk in. A little bit of a narrow passage there.
Okay.
Okay, now past the narrow passage. Now, let's say you want to find a seat. You know here where the couch is. I'm going to let you slide your feet forward, and the knees are going to touch the couch. You can feel the armrest. Now, all you have to do is just kind of turn around, check to make sure there's a seat there.
Right.
Because you could have been on the other side of the couch.
Okay.
Just check to make sure there's a seat.
Great. That is so great.
All right. Now, without going through doors, let's close that door if we can. When you're walking with a guide, you want the guide to tell you two things about every door that you go through.
It's on the left or right?
Which way does it open, left or right? And does it open toward us or away from us?
Okay.
Okay. The blind person always wants to be on the side that the door opens. If the door opens to the right, you want to be on the right side. If the door opens to the left and you're on the right, then you're going to have to change sides. Now, you know one way of doing that, by doing the about face.
Right.
What does that do? It turns your head in the other direction.
Right.
Okay, so let's say, and you're going to be my guide for the time. I'm going to show you what we do. Okay, so the door, we're not coming out just yet. Okay, now the door's going to open to the right, and where am I?
You're on the left.
I'm on the left side. So how am I going to get over to your right elbow?
I would assume take your hand and slide it across my back to my other elbow.
That is the old way of doing it.
Okay.
That is, we learned that back when I was in women's school, back before such things as inappropriate touching.
Okay.
Okay. Now we were told, and forgive me for going across your back, to do this to find another elbow, because that way they said, well, if you line up the elbow straight across, you find the other elbow.
Right.
That's a good way to do it. But the problem is, if your guide is a male and you're a female, some girls got kind of perturbed about it. Some guys going across the back because they were doing more than just going from one elbow to the other, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So what I changed about that is, instead of going across the back, again, I'm just going to kind of reach around like I'm going to give you a hug. And when I bring my arm in, what's going to hit?
My arm.
The arm. Remember, the arms are appropriate to touch.
Right.
No place else. Shoulders are okay too, because even Anthony knows shoulders are okay, because a lot of guys walk with a hand on the shoulder.
Right.
Yeah. So that's okay. Shoulders, arms, hand holding is up to if it's a boyfriend girlfriend.
Okay.
If it's a boyfriend girlfriend, anything goes on the holding hands. But for time being, you want to go around, find the arm, and if they're too high, they go down to the elbow. And if they go too low, then they need to come up to where the elbow is.
Right.
But again, they stay on the outside.
Okay.
Okay. So one thing you don't want a guide to do, if you were a guide, you wouldn't want the guide to press in too close and touching your body with his back of his hand.
Right.
Because then he'll be going up and down, kind of, as they say, checking to see if you got meat on your bone. Okay. Yeah. So we don't want none of that. Once he's gotten the elbow, it stays there. Don't let him, don't let him go up and down on you trying to. Okay. Now we figured out. I'm going over to the left side, right side. Now, as soon as I grab hold of this elbow, I can let go over here and come over and grab this elbow. Now we're ready to open the door. Okay. Now, just like the steps, you're the one that opens the door. In this case, as we're going through the way, what am I doing? You're the blind person. Let's go back.
Okay.
Okay, now, got the elbow? Oh, wait, first of all, let's practice going across the back. Or going now. There we go. All right, now, try to get over to my right side without, there you go. Found that out, no problem. All right, now you come up to the door. Now, as the door opens, this door's going to open to the right, it's going to open towards. That means you got to be ready to catch this door, so turn your head, palm out, so that way when you find the door, you can pull it. Now that we're going through it, slide your hand down to where the doorknob is on the outside. You notice I'm going down a little half step.
Right.
Step coming down. Open the door completely, but that's okay, we've got somebody behind us. All right, let's do an about face. Now you're already on the correct side, so we're gonna let's close this door. Going through, slide your hand along the door. No, you can't keep your hand there, you gotta bring it around and grab that other door and close the door. There you go. That pretty much takes care of doors.